into the first ever Wise Wednesdays right here on FanDuel TV. This is going to be so much fun. I am so fired up for this. I know I maybe should have dressed a little bit more for the occasion. I know you guys missed my blazers. I have my cool t-shirts. But you know what? I ran a half marathon on Sunday in Brooklyn. So guess what? I'm showing off. Welcome to Wise Wednesdays. I'm JJ John Jastremski, part of the Wise Guy crew, the host of New York, New York, a part of East Coast Bias. And what we're going to do on Wise Wednesdays each and every morning is we are going to try to see the future. We're going to try to wisen you up for making the best bets and cashing the most amount of tickets that you can going into your hump day, and we take it from there. So, to the surprise of no one, the Denver Nuggets took care of the Los Angeles Lakers in 5 games. I mean, is anybody surprised? Jamal Murray doing his thing at the end of the game. The Lakers doing nothing but making excuses. Please, get the Lakers out of my life. The idea that we were able to go and get Denver at minus 130 to go and win the series in less than 7 games was a gift from the heavens. But with all of that being said, and with 2024 at this particular point in time being the year of the chalk, being the year of the repeat, the UConn Huskies, the Kansas City Chiefs, I think it is fair to wonder if Denver is going to follow suit, or are we going to be looking at an upstart team that has a legitimate chance to go and win an NBA title? And I cannot wait, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, for Minnesota and Denver. And I know we got some round 1 games to get to. We'll recap what you saw on Tuesday night. But come on now. I'm salivating over the idea of the Ant-Man and Towns and this scrappy, tough Minnesota team that looked chiseled, that looked ready for the moment, and embarrassing the hapless Phoenix Suns. I think Minnesota's live in this series, ladies and gentlemen. I really do. Now, you see the series price? I think it's exactly where it should be. Denver's basically a 2-1 favorite. And I think this is a lengthy series. I think Minnesota will have their moments. I think Anthony Edwards will have his moments. I'm not picking against Denver. I think Denver is winning the title. I think the year of the chalk will be the year of the chalk until I see otherwise. But I want everybody to take a look at the futures market for a moment. And I know you missed the best of this number. You did. You could have gotten 17. You could have gotten 20. There were a lot of 17s and 20s sitting in the market maybe 2, 3, 4 weeks ago. You're not going to get that now on FanDuel. What you are going to get on FanDuel, the Minnesota Timberwolves at 9-1 to go and win the NBA title. And what I'm telling you is this. The winner of Denver and Minnesota is winning the NBA title. And I know people are going to say, oh, JJ, what about the Celtics? What about Boston? No. If Minnesota shows me that they're ready to beat the champs with Jokic, with Murray, in altitude, everything they got to deal with, they're beating that charm and soft Celtic team. And I understand Porzingis might come back. Who knows what his deal may be. I don't trust the Celtics. The Celtics are an analytics darling. The Celtics win 60-plus games. Do the Celtics have stones? Minnesota is going to show me they got major stones if they beat Denver. So I have my title bet on the Denver Nuggets. I am going to be looking to get a little insurance, as they say. Minnesota Timberwolves, 9-1 to win the NBA title. You know what? Let's fire that right now. Now, as far as the wagers that we will have on Wednesday, you have a couple. You have Miami and Boston, which has been such a dud of a series compared to what it was a year ago. And obviously, the loss of Jimmy Butler has loomed large. And Boston whooped the Miami Heat in back-to-back games down in South Florida. If we know anything about the Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat, though, don't you think this line at 14 is a little out of whack? Does Miami strike you as the sort of team that's 1, 2, 3 Cancun? And everything's going against them. And I know Boston has whooped them every which way. I'm grabbing the points tonight. I am grabbing the points tonight. I don't know what the deal is going to be with Porzingis. I'm grabbing it. I'm not thinking twice about it. I think Miami will scratch and claw. Despite how lopsided 3 of these 4 games have been. despite the fact that Boston has really owned them every which way. And Boston's going to get a bye, basically, into the Eastern Conference Finals. See, that's the thing. I wonder how Boston is going to be tested throughout this postseason. Can anybody do it in the Eastern Conference? The only team maybe capable of doing it is my beloved New York Knicks, who don't have the horses and shouldn't win that series. But my goodness, please, sign me up right now for a Knicks Celtics Eastern Conference Finals. But tonight, for those of you here on FanDuel TV, you got to hold your nose. Sometimes you got to make a bet that smells a little funky, that doesn't necessarily sit well with you. Because at the end of the day, it's about getting the best of the number. And I think we're getting the best of the number here with the Miami Heat getting all those points. Now, as we get ready for Dallas and the Clippers in a Game 5, the narrative and the storyline in that particular series is that the Clippers look a heck of a lot better when Kawhi Leonard is not on the floor. And it pains me to say this because I love Kawhi Leonard. The Claw. Two-way, all-world, exemplary talent. But his injury has been a problem. He's not all the way back. And it seems like the Clipper role players have played better when he's not there. At least in this series. Small sample size, I get it. If you're the Clippers, you'd think a bigger picture. You need Kawhi Leonard at some point. But in this series, they've looked better without him. But the line is telling, isn't it? Everyone's lining up in Game 5 to go and bet on the Los Angeles Clippers. Nothing but Clipper money. Nothing but Clipper tickets. But our friends at FanDuel had no problem installing the Dallas Mavericks as a 3-point favorite going into Game 5. On the road. The series price, Dallas is still close to a 2-1 favorite to win the series, even though they don't have home court advantage in the series. So what does that tell you? To me, that tells you Dallas at their best, this version of the Clippers at their best. I'm taking Dallas at their best because I know I have Luka and I have Kyrie doing their thing. And they almost came back Sunday from a 30-point deficit. I know it's the NBA in 2024, and I know we have some incredible twists and turns and whatnot. That all may be true. I'm taking Dallas, and what I would do, take them to go and win at 6. Because they're going to win Game 5, and they are not going to let this series get back to the West Coast for a game number 7. So we have a lot coming your way in this Wise Wednesdays debut. So we will set the stage for the Wednesday card in the NBA. I gave you a couple of plays I like right out of the gate. Miami Heat grabbing a whole lot of points. Dallas Mavericks laying the points. Raheem Palmer, who is one of the 4 wise guys that you saw here on FanDuel TV throughout the NFL football season. He's going to hop on board, and we're going to run through where we can find some value, whether or not I can convince Raheem to go and take Minnesota plus games with me. We'll find out if it was a good investment for me with my Denver ticket to get on board with the Minnesota Timberwolves. I think it is, because I think the winner of that series is going to be holding up that Larry O'Brien. So we have that coming your way. Ben Solak, who is like the Avenger, the whiz kid of all whiz kids when it comes to his analytic breakdowns, the game film, breaking down the draft, and Solak's a numbers guy. So we are going to go through everything that happened last Thursday in Detroit. But what I want to capitalize on is who had a draft class that's worth investing in. And are the Chicago Bears, who, yes, knocked it out of the park in theory. Caleb Williams, Rome Odunze, a lot of talent, strong second half. Kind of think they're getting a little overvalued in the futures market. So Ben Solak of Ringer fame will join us, and that's what we're going to do on this show each and every week. And you'll have the opportunity to send your host a play because I'm always looking for help. I always need the guiding light. Sometimes I'll ride you. Sometimes I'll fade you. And maybe we'll meet in the middle. Maybe we'll have to keep a running count on this. You know, this is what happens when we do the show. This might be a live idea where it's, hey, heads up with JJ. Let's see what your record is when you heads up with this guy. If it was this NCAA tournament, you would have been whooping my rear end. Let's just put it that way. So hopefully that is not going to be the case here on Wise Wednesdays. But when we come back, Raheem Palmer We have Tuesday NBA games to get to. Knicks, Sixers, Magic, Cavs. Hide the women and children for Magic and Cavs, would you please? All that more. FanDuel TV, Wise Wednesdays. Just getting started. We'll be back right after this.